I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It is Wednesday, January 13th, 2021. J13 for the members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So happy Founders Day to the members of Delta Sigma Theta. Then also, when I was on Roland Martin Unfiltered last Friday, I gave a shout out to my frat brothers of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. So our Founders Day was January 9th. All right, so on today's show, well, this is, for some people, this is a happy day. It was kind of happy for me because Donald Trump was impeached for a second time. Donald Trump will go down in history. Now, Donald Trump said his campaign was going to make history and all this stuff, and he was going to have a historic administration. Yeah, it's historic. This is the first president to ever be impeached twice. Okay. Now, who would have thought? Now, I want people to understand this, right? The inauguration is January 20th, 2021. Inauguration's in 7 days. Okay. Who would have thought this idiot would be dumb enough to get fired 7 days before he gets fired? Think about that. How this is the same guy who talked about how smart he was, how brilliant he was. He went to the Wharton School of Business, things like this, right? How are you so dumb that you get fired 7 days before you get fired? But this is what happens when you have somebody with criminal tendencies like Donald Trump. So Donald Trump was impeached today in the House of Representatives. We know it still has to go to the Senate. Moscow Mitch McConnell basically said that the Senate's on recess till January 19th. So it's not going to, impeachment trial is not going to start until after inauguration. But there will be an impeachment trial. And we see that 10 Republicans crossed party lines and voted along with Democrats to uphold the Constitution against enemies, both foreign and domestic. And Donald Trump is an enemy to the U.S. Constitution and to America. So we're going to talk some about what happened today with the impeachment of Donald John Trump. He was impeached for incitement of insurrection. It was one count. He was impeached on incitement of insurrection. And so I saw some of the debate today. It was very interesting. And a lot of Republicans really couldn't make a good argument for why Trump should not be impeached. I mean, the best they could do, the best many of them could do was, we need to focus on healing the country. Yeah, but a lot of you all in the House, a lot of Republicans in the House objected to the results of the 2020 presidential election, and objected to, a lot of you all were objecting to the certification of electoral college votes from various swing states because your guy lost. So prior to Donald Trump inciting an insurrection and putting the lives of members of Congress and the members of the legislative branch of government who are in succession to Donald Trump, Nancy Pelosi, and Senator Chuck Grassley, prior to that, you all weren't talking about healing America. You all were talking about stop the steal. You all were trying to figure out how to keep Trump in power. You all weren't talking about healing America. Now that the insurrection takes place and they try to interrupt a constitutionally mandated process mandated by the U.S. Constitution, the 12th Amendment, now this is blowing up in your face. Now you want to talk about healing. So we'll talk about that. Then you have a growing number of members of the House of Representatives, especially Democrats in the House, who are suspecting that the insurrectionists had outside help, or inside help, I should say. They're suspecting the insurrectionists had inside help. There was an article from Politico.com and one from BlackAmericaWeb.com. One from BlackAmericaWeb.com, Representative James Clyburn the House Majority Whip, Representative James Clyburn, is intimating that the insurrectionists had help from either people who worked in, who are current members of Congress or former members of Congress. There's a number of interviews he's done in the past few days talking about this. And then Representative Mikey Sherrill, Democrat Representative Mikey Sherrill, has raised concerns as well. She was interviewed. There's an article from Politico.com about this. Dems demand details of quote unquote suspicious Capitol visitors day before attack. Mikey Sherrill first raised alarms that some members of Congress may have provided reconnaissance tours to would-be insurrectionists. And she said the day before the insurrection took place, there were a number of groups getting tours of the U.S. Capitol building, but the U.S. Capitol building has been closed for tours and things like that basically since March of 2020 because of coronavirus. So we're going to share some information regarding that, because each day more and more information is coming out. The pieces are coming together. Each day more and more information is coming out. The pieces are coming together, and more footage is coming out and pictures of the insurrection, and we're getting to see the plotting that took place, and more people are being arrested also. Now, they can't say they weren't there because they filmed themselves doing it. You know, they can't say it wasn't me. They can't say they weren't there. You know, they filmed themselves. They broadcast on social media. They took pictures. They stayed at hotels. They rented cars. They flew. So there's a paper trail and there's a digital trail for you. But you filmed yourself committing federal offenses. So like I said before, a couple of days ago, you know, my favorite white supremacist is a dumbass white supremacist. So I appreciate that. Yeah, keep filming yourself. And let me help y'all out. So these idiotic white supremacists, let me explain something to you. When you're going to commit a federal offense, right? You got your phone like this. Do me a favor. Turn that phone sideways, horizontally, so we get a wider view of you and the good old boys around you, so we get all of you. Okay, turn the phone sideways. Don't hold it like this. Turn it sideways like that, so we get all of you. Smile, so we can see your teeth, or in some cases, your tooth. Okay, but turn the phone sideways for me, okay? Help a brother out. So, all right. Then, speaking of helping a brother out, ex-governor of Michigan, Rick Snyder, charges were filed today against Pretty Ricky. Oh, it just keeps getting better and better. This is behind the Flint Water Crisis. We'll talk a little bit about that. KT Washington said, "You wild." Hey, look, if I gotta do radio this late at night, it's gonna be off the chain. Okay, I'm telling you right now, I gotta be here 6 nights a week. All right, this ain't the morning show. This is late night radio. Okay, if I gotta be here 11 p.m. at night, this is gonna be off the chain. I'm trying to stay awake. All right. I've been working all day. I've had a busy day. So I'm sitting there watching this stuff. I'm sitting there watching all these idiots. That's like, oh my God. These got to be some of the dumbest. Well, but what do you expect? Now, you know, Lawrence O'Donnell on The Last Word, because I either watch or listen to MSNBC all day, and I'm putting together pieces. I'm doing research all day and putting together pieces for the show. So Lawrence O'Donnell, Tuesday night on The Last Word, said that it was either tonight. All my days are running together. But he said when school children look up the word impeachment, there's literally going to be a picture of Donald Trump that comes up. When they Google impeachment, they go to the dictionary to look up the definition of the word impeachment. This is the only president to be impeached twice. How can you be dumb enough to get fired from a job 7 days before you get fired? I'm still sitting here trying to figure this out. This got to be. Now, here's the other thing, right? I think I'll tell y'all during the break because this is FCC regulated radio. But let me put it like this. I think on January 20th, 2021, on social media, there's going to be a word trending that I can't use on the radio right now. But I'll tell y'all during the break, okay? Because they're going to sit up here and they're going to be watching this. And it's going to be a record number of people across the country. It's going to be trending. All social media platforms. It's going to have the same word, hashtag. It's going to be trending. Okay? I can't use it on FCC regulated radio, but I'll tell y'all during the break. Okay? All right. Then, so we got Pretty Ricky. The charges filed against him, Governor Rick Snyder, former governor of Michigan, behind the Flint Water Crisis. We talked about that yesterday. The charges have been filed. We'll talk about those charges, 2 charges. And then also, New York Times and Washington Post, NBC News, they have a warning from the FBI. FBI urges police chiefs across U.S. to be on high alert for threats. This is around inauguration, January 20th, and leading up to it. FBI urges police chiefs across U.S. to be on high alert for threats. Okay, so we'll deal with that. Try to squeeze in a little bit more. Listen to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation, WFDF. Now, on the African History Network show, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world. Because right now, it's corrects wrong behavior. What you do for yourself, what you do to yourself, and what you allow other people to do to you and get away with is based upon what you think about yourself. What you think about yourself is based upon what you have been taught about yourself. What you've been taught about yourself is based upon everything you've read, heard, and seen about yourself. So when you control the radius of a man's thoughts or a woman's thoughts, you can control the circumference of their actions, because the mind can't do or teach what it doesn't know. Now, we deal with a number of different topics here on the African History Network show. We deal with current events and history and politics, education, economic empowerment, entrepreneurship, relationships, love, sex, health issues, and much, much more. Sign up for our email newsletter. Text the word Kemet, K-E-M-E-T, to 22828 to sign up for our email newsletter. Text the word Kemet, K-E-M-E-T, to 22828 to sign up for our email newsletter. Also visit our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. And you can, if you like this type of information, you can donate to the African History Network, $, the AHN Show through Cash App, $, the AHN Show through Cash App, or at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. So that helps us keep doing the research, stay on the air, keep broadcasting. We're here 6 nights a week, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. to 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. And we're still on Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this April 2021 will be my 5th year broadcasting the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation, WFDF. I've seen a whole lot of people come and go, and I'm an OG up in here. I mean, you know, oh my God. All right, we're coming up on a break. Listen to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation, the Future Radio. I'm Michael Imhotep. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, stand by, everybody. We got a jam-packed show. I'm telling y'all right now, come January 2021, the word MF is going to be trending on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube. The word MF is going to be trending, and variations. Stupid MF, Simple Simon as MF, look at this MF, Trader in Chief MF, all this is going to be trending. Okay. So watch out for that. When it happens, you say, Michael Imhotep said that would happen. Okay. Look at this MF. That's going to be trending on social media. All right. All right. Everybody share this broadcast. Okay. We're on commercial break. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay. For 25 years, the Black History 101 Mobile Museum has carried on the rich legacy of the Black Museum movement in America by showcasing original artifacts of the Black experience at colleges, universities, K-12 schools, corporations, libraries, conferences, and cultural events. making it the most traversed Black History mobile exhibit in American history. Dr. Khalid El Hakim is the founder of the Black History 101 Mobile Museum, and he is a highly sought-after public speaker on topics of Black history, social studies, education, museum studies, hip-hop, and race relations. Dr. Khalid was named among the change makers for NBC Universal's Erase the Hate campaign and listed as one of the 100 men of distinction for Black enterprise. He recently founded the Michigan Hip Hop Archive on the campus of Western Michigan University. The Black History 101 Mobile Museum is currently scheduling in-person and virtual exhibits nationwide. For more information, please contact Dr. Khalid El Hakim directly at 313-645-4197, 313-645-4197, or visit their website at blackhistorymobilemuseum.com. That's blackhistorymobilemuseum.com. You can also email him at bhistory101@yahoo.com, bhistory101@yahoo.com.
Are you getting ready for fall or winter? We have the solution for all seasonal clothing needs. Comedicwear.com is the go-to online source for Comedic African fashion and lifestyle products with a contemporary twist. We're committed to offering unique styles reflecting our African heritage. Comedicwear.com is inspired by ComedicScribes.com to influence our people in learning and showing pride. Please visit our website at Comedicwear.com.
Black Bees products are a collection of natural, organic, personal care products with an appreciation of nature and bees. Our philosophy is without bees, we have nothing. We are honoring our Nile Valley ancestors who understood the importance of bees. Black Bees created a high-quality, natural, organic personal care line that would be affordable to everyone. We hope you try and enjoy our Black Bees products line and come back and visit us at blackbeesproducts.com.
With blackbusinesstee.com, the messages are clear and meaningful. Keep your business in the black and out of the red. Mind your black business, know your numbers, and plan strategically. Black Business Boss, lead your industry. Support black business. Encourage, patronize, and uplift one another. BlackBusinessTea.com currently has products sold in Detroit, Atlanta, Chicago, and Los Angeles, with proceeds returned to the black community. They have a wide selection of hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, hats, sweatshirts that support black-owned businesses. Visit the website blackbusinesstee.com. That's blackbusinesstee.com. Welcome back to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation of Future Radio. Hey, I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It is Wednesday, January 13th, 2021, Founders Day for the lovely ladies of Zeta from Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I almost said Zeta Phi Beta because those are my swords. Their Founders Day coming up January 16th, J16. Today's J13. Okay, so happy Founders Day to the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So right before the break, we were talking about a little bit about the impeachment that took place the day of Donald Trump, impeached for the second time. First president to ever be impeached twice. So he made history once again. Not only is he the dumbest president, not only is he the most corrupt president, but he's also the president being impeached the most. So the House of Representatives impeached President Donald Trump on Wednesday, January 13th, 2021, for a second time, charging him with incitement of insurrection. Incitement of insurrection for his role in the violent riot by a pro-Trump mob in the U.S. Capitol that left 5 people dead and terrorized lawmakers as they sought to affirm President-elect Joe Biden's victory. It didn't just terrorize lawmakers, it terrorized lawmakers, their staff, and in many cases, family members. Some of their family members were there to witness the process that's mandated by the U.S. Constitution. Now, the vote to impeach the traitor-in-chief passed the Democratic-controlled House of Representatives by a vote of 232 to 197, with 10 Republicans doing the right thing and defending the Constitution against enemies, both foreign and domestic, by voting to impeach Donald Trump. It was the most bipartisan vote on a presidential impeachment in history, doubling the 5 Democrats who voted to impeach Bill Clinton in 1998. That was lying about sex. That was lying about an extramarital affair. Republicans, let me get this straight. Lindsey Graham was in the House of Representatives then. He was in the House. You had all these Republicans, some of them still around, who wanted to impeach Bill Clinton for lying under oath about an extramarital affair with the intern. You want to impeach him for that. But a traitor-in-chief who incites an insurrection and sends a mob of 8,000 people to attack the U.S. Capitol, where you have a joint session of the House of Representatives and U.S. Senate in place, in session, and you have lawmakers there, and they're being harassed, they're being attacked, they're being threatened. And this is to disrupt and interrupt a constitutionally mandated process with the hopes of keeping Donald Trump in office and overturning the will of the people. You don't think that is an impeachable offense, but you think lying about having sex with an intern is impeachable. And this is supposed to be this was supposed to be the party of law and order, the Republican Party. They're supposed to be the party of law and order. Okay. So the House is expected to immediately send the article of impeachment to the U.S. Senate, requiring it to begin the process of holding a trial to determine whether to convict Trump and potentially bar him from ever running for federal office again. So those will be 2 votes, one to convict or not convict. A second vote would be to bar him from holding political or federal office ever again, and it would strip him of his $1 million in travel expenses that he would have, the travel budget that he would have after he leaves the White House as a former president. It would strip him of his $200,000 a year pension, all his benefits, all that stuff. It would strip him of all that. He doesn't deserve any of that because that's paid for by taxpayer dollars. And 81 million of those taxpayers, he tried to overturn our votes. Now, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican from Kentucky, said that the trial would begin after the Senate reconvenes on Tuesday, just one day before Biden is sworn into office. That's January 19th, and that it would not conclude until Trump was out of office. Republican Liz Cheney, Representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming, a member of the GOP leadership, was the highest ranking Republican to vote to impeach Donald Trump. She is Dick Cheney's daughter, former Vice President Dick Cheney's daughter. She was joined by John Katko of New York, Adam Kinzinger of Illinois, Fred Upton of Michigan, Peter Meyer of Michigan, Anthony Gonzalez of Ohio, Tom Rice of South Carolina, David Valadao of California, and Jamie Herrera, Butler, and Dan Newhouse of Washington, the state of Washington. 4 other Republicans did not vote. 4 other Republicans did not vote. Okay, those are profiles in courage. No House Republican voted to impeach Trump during the inquiry that resulted in a Senate acquittal earlier in his term. So I want to go to this first clip here. This is from, you can go to clip 1 here, Shakita. This is from NBC Nightly News. This is a recap of what happened today. Trump impeached for historic second time. Let's go to this clip.
In just over a year, the House delivering Donald Trump a historic rebuke, now making him the first president ever to be impeached twice.
The President of the United States incited this insurrection, this armed rebellion against our common country. He must go. He is a clear and present danger to the nation that we all love.
A single article of impeachment accusing the president of incitement of insurrection in his remarks before last week's riots began.
Donald Trump is a living, breathing, impeachable offense. It is what it is. It wasn't another country that attacked us, but our own president.
All 222 House Democrats voting in favor of impeachment. And unlike the first impeachment of President Trump, where no House Republicans supported it, this time 10 broke ranks, including Jamie Herrera Butler.
My vote to impeach our sitting president is not a fear-based decision. I am not choosing a side. I'm choosing truth. It's the only way to defeat fear.
The top House Republican voting against impeachment.
A vote to impeach would further divide this nation.
But also leveling this stinging shot.
The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob when he saw what was unfolding.
In the White House, officials say President Trump was monitoring the debate, now banned by Twitter and Facebook. He put out this video response.
Mob violence goes against everything I believe in and everything our movement stands for. No true supporter of mine could ever endorse political violence. Now I am asking everyone who has ever believed in our agenda to be thinking of ways to ease tensions, calm tempers.
At the Capitol, the debate at times became heated.
Some of my colleagues, some of which may well be co-conspirators, some have cited the metaphor that the president lit the flame. Well, they lit actual flames, actual fires, and we put them out.
Fire, there will be order in the House.
Most Republicans blasting the Democrats' case.
The fact that IEDs were constructed in places, how does the president incite an attack that was pre-planned and already underway before his speech concluded?
An obsession that is now broadened. Not just about impeachment anymore, it's about canceling, as I've said, canceling the president and anyone that disagrees with them.
All of it coming after Vice President Pence rejected Democrats' ultimatum to invoke the 25th Amendment that Pence said was, quote, not a means of punishment. Tonight, Democrats urging a Senate conviction, they say in part to keep President Trump from holding office again.
He must not remain in power one moment longer.
This threat must be extinguished immediately. This president must be impeached and convicted, and he must be prevented from ever attempting to seize power again.
And tonight, Mitch McConnell says there is no chance the Senate could hold an impeachment trial before President Trump leaves office. And he says he is still undecided whether he will vote to convict, insisting he'll, quote, listen to the legal arguments. Lester?
All right, Peter Alexander tonight, thanks. And all attention now turns to the Senate trial. Casey Hunt is on Capitol Hill. Casey, Democrats sped through impeachment, hoping to start that trial soon, but it looks like they could have to wait a while.
Lester, that's right. Mitch McConnell tonight making clear the first weeks of the Biden administration are still going to be all about Donald Trump as the Senate holds their impeachment trial. Democrats would likely need 17 Republicans to vote with them, and that would be an uphill climb. But if McConnell decides he'll vote to convict, that could change everything. Lester?
All right, Casey, thank you. I want to bring in our political director and moderator of Beat the Press, Chuck Todd, and presidential historian Michael Beschloss. Chuck, first to you, where do you see the Republican Party going from here, especially after some voted to impeach?
Well, look, it is at a real crossroads. This is a very divided party, particularly the leadership of the party is in one place. They would like to get rid of the virus that is Donald Trump, whether that's Mitch McConnell, Liz Cheney. You even had some people who, while they didn't vote for impeachment, are hoping that the result is that he is somehow excommunicated from the party, and impeachment isn't a bad way to do it. But here's the rub, Lester. The problem is while the leadership's in one place, the grassroots of the party is still a Trump party.
All right, Michael, this is a historic second impeachment of a president. How will history books describe this moment?
They will say that Donald Trump owns one half of all the presidential impeachments in history. They will say that today was the most bipartisan impeachment in modern history. And also, this guy can get convicted. That's a real possibility. If that happens, the founders of our country always intended that a Senate trial that convicted was not just to remove a president from office, but also to say to future Americans, this is the kind of person who should never be president.
Okay, so that was from NBC Nightly News. Check that out at NBC.com, NBCnews.com. Trump impeached for historic second time. Trump impeached for historic second time. How dumb can you be to get fired from your job 7 days before you're supposed to get fired? That it's just, I mean, a month ago, even 2 weeks ago, who thought that we would be dealing with the second impeachment trial before the inauguration? Oh, man. Okay, 313-778-7600 is the calling number if you have a question or comment. 313-778-7600 is the calling number if you have a question or comment. All right, so you have more information coming out regarding suspicious Capitol visitors the day before the insurrection took place, January 5th. So there was, first of all, Representative James Clyburn was one of the first people I heard talking about, quote unquote, an inside job. And then Representative Mikey Sherrill, I heard her talking about it. And so there's an article from blackamericaweb.com, Representative James Clyburn. We posted it, and also we posted one from yourblackworld.net. House Majority Whip James Clyburn says Capitol Hill attack was an inside job. So he's representative from South Carolina. House Majority Whip James Clyburn believes someone on the inside knew the deadly attack on Capitol Hill was set to go down last week on January 6th. He said, quote, he said, quote, I have an unmarked office. You got to know exactly where it is. This is what he told CNN's Jake Tapper. He said, quote, it's where I spend most of my time doing my work as the majority whip. I have a staff who work real hard, trying to keep up with the members, trying to make sure they do an effective job of managing the votes once they get to the floor. All right, so there are two clips in this article. Shakita, I want to go to the first clip from CNN in this article here that I sent you. You have that queued up? Let's go. That's in the Black America Web article I sent you in a separate email. Let's go to that clip. This is from CNN. This was in a tweet from January 10th, 2021. And Representative James Clyburn is talking about his unmarked office and how did these people how were they able to find their way around the Capitol building? All right, let's go to this clip. All right, okay, just hit play when you have it ready. So Clyburn appeared in an interview with CBS News on Friday and noted that someone on the inside of the Capitol was, quote unquote, complicit in the events. He said, I do believe that something was going on. He told CBS anchor Lana Zak, Z-A-K. He said, quote, they knew where to go, I've been told, but some other Congress people that he said they knew where to go, I've been told, by some other Congress people that their staff are saying that they saw people being allowed into the building through side doors, S-I-D-E, side doors. Who opened those side doors for these protesters, or I call them these mobsters, to come into the building, not through the main entrance where magnetometers are, but through side doors. Yes, somebody on the inside of these buildings were complicit in this. Do we have the clip ready?
Seen some images there was an image of a policeman, a Capitol Police, taking a selfie with a rioter. We've seen some other images of officers appearing to allow the protesters, the rioters, to pass by. Now, you suggested on a caucus phone call that there may be some Capitol Police officers who aided the rioters, were complicit in the attack. You said, quote, something else was going on untoward here. Obviously, as you stated at the beginning, so many police officers did such a valiant job and should be commended, and so many of them were injured. One of them obviously was killed. We're moving them from the conversation. What evidence are you talking about?
Well, I'm saying that I have an unmarked office that you got to know exactly where it is. It's where I spend most of my time doing my work as the majority whip. I have a staff. We work pretty hard, trying to keep up with the members, trying to make sure they do an effective job of managing the votes once they get to the floor. And that office is where I do most of my work. And for some reason, these people showed up at that office. The office where my name is above the door or on the door, and my position above the door was not disturbed. So I'm just saying, they didn't go to where my name was. They went where I usually hang out. And so that, to me, indicates that something untoward may have been going on.
Okay, so we have that. Now, Representative James Clyburn has done a number of interviews the past few days. He's been interviewed by Roland Martin on Roland Martin Unfiltered, and I'll be back on Roland Martin Unfiltered this Friday on the 15th, January 15th. I'm a panelist on Roland Martin Unfiltered each Friday, usually each Friday. So you can, we share the broadcast daily on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network, but also follow Roland on YouTube at Roland Martin on YouTube, and then also Roland Martin on Facebook. There's an article from CBSnews.com also that's cited in the one from BlackAmericaWeb.com. James Clyburn says, quote, somebody on the inside, end quote, of Capitol was, quote, complicit, end quote, in letting rioters inside the building. Okay, so then there was another clip as well. This is from TheHill.com did this tweet. Question, do you believe that police were trying to help these rioters in some fashion? Representative James Clyburn said, well, I believe my eyes, and I looked at these videos and I saw barriers, those barricades being removed, etc. Let's go to that second clip in that article from BlackAmericaWeb.com. It's in the tweet from TheHill.com. Okay.
One thing to drop the ball. It's another thing to allege that, police or law enforcement were actually, complicit or trying to help rioters accomplish whatever it was that they were after and trying to accomplish here. Do you believe that police were trying to help these rioters in some fashion?
Well, I believe my eyes, and I looked at these videos, and I saw barriers, those barricades being removed and people being waved in. I saw what was going on with some members or some law enforcement people taking selfies with these insurrectionists. I believe my eyes.
I mean, it's one thing to drop the ball. It's another thing to allege that, police or law enforcement were actually, complicit or trying to help rioters accomplish whatever it was that they were after and trying to accomplish here. Do you believe that police were trying to help these rioters in some fashion?
Okay, is that the end of the clip? All right. Okay, I thought there was some more to it, but all right. Okay, so check out the article from blackamericaweb.com. House Majority Whip James Clyburn says Capitol Hill attack was an inside job. Okay. This is from blackamericaweb.com. Now, Representative Mikey Sherrill was, there's an article from politico.com that we posted this morning. Dems demand details of suspicious Capitol visitors day before attack. Dems demand details of suspicious Capitol visitors days before attack. I'm going to go to that clip from Politico in just a second, Shakita. More than 30 House Democrats are demanding information from Capitol security, from Capitol Hill, from Capitol security officials about suspicious visitors, quote unquote, suspicious visitors at the U.S. Capitol on January 5th, 2021, the day before the insurrection, that would only have been permitted, these people would only have been permitted entry by a member of Congress or a staffer. Quote, many of the members who signed this letter witnessed an extremely high number of outside groups in the complex on Tuesday, January the 5th, end quote, wrote the lawmakers led by Representative Mikey Sherrill, who's a female, Representative M-I-K-I-E, Representative Mikey Sherrill, Democrat from New Jersey, in a letter to the acting House and Senate Sergeant at Arms, as well as the acting head of the Capitol Police. The lawmakers, some of who, quote, have served in the military and are trained to recognize suspicious activity, end quote, noted that Capitol tours have been prohibited since March as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. And they said the tours were so unusual that they were reported to security on January 5th ahead of the following day's violence. So basically, the U.S. Capitol building is closed in general to the public because of COVID-19. They're not doing tours of the U.S. Capitol building. On this day, January 5th, the day before the insurrection, you got all these people on tours, looking people who they say look suspicious, and they're being shown around the Capitol building on tours. And it was so suspicious, it caused staff members to alert Capitol Hill security. Quote, the visitors encountered by some of the members of Congress on this letter appeared to be associated with the rally at the White House the following day, the Stop the Steal rally. Members of the group that attacked the Capitol seem to have an unusual detailed knowledge of the layout of the Capitol complex. The presence of these groups within the Capitol complex was indeed suspicious. Okay, so let's go to this clip and we'll go back to this article. This is Representative Mikey Sherrill. I think this is an excerpt of the clip from the broadcast on Facebook Live. But let's go to this clip here.
We can't have a democracy if members of Congress are actively helping the president overturn the election results. And so not only do I intend to see that the president is removed and never runs for office again and doesn't have access to classified material, I also intend to see that those members of Congress who embedded him, those members of Congress who had groups coming through the Capitol that I saw on January 5th, a reconnaissance for the next day, those members of Congress that incited the silent crowd, those members of Congress that attempted to help our president undermine our democracy. I'm going to see that they're held accountable and, if necessary, ensure that they don't serve in Congress.
Okay. All right. So that's an excerpt. There was a broadcast that they did. It's about 13 minutes on Facebook, and the 13-minute Facebook video billed as an address to her constituents about the House Representatives' efforts to hold President Donald Trump accountable for inciting the riot. Representative Mikey Sherrill included the allegation as part of a call to hold Trump's allies in Congress accountable as well. All right. So you're going to hear more and more about this as more information comes out and as the pieces are being put together. And what's going to happen is you're going to see a timeline come out. I've seen some abbreviated timelines of events, okay? But you're going to see a timeline of exactly what happened, the chronology that it happened in, and they're going to go and they're going to look at, they're going to look at surveillance footage from January 5th, if it hasn't been destroyed already or something, whatever, you know. But I don't know how long they save that footage. Okay, if some places they record over it because of restrictions when it comes to data availability, you know, how much gigabytes they have. So I don't know how often they record over it, whether it's once a week or whether they save it for a year or what have you. Okay, you know, surveillance footage. They're going to go back and look at surveillance footage from January 5th. They're going to look and see, well, who let these people into the building? How did they come into the building? Did they come through the front door, through the magnetometers, or did somebody let them in the side door? Who was that person? There's going to be people indicted and prosecuted. There's a lot of people going to prison. I think there are going to be some people expelled. I think there are going to be some Republicans expelled from Congress behind this as well. Read this article here from Politico.com. Dems demand details of suspicious Capitol visitors day before attack. Okay. And this is, they're talking about Representative Mikey Sherrill. Now, she was interviewed by Rachel Maddow Wednesday, January 13th on the Rachel Maddow show. But if we look at this article here, let's see here. So they are asking the security officials to reveal whether any logbooks of visitors are available and if they include names of those admitted to the building by lawmakers. They also ask whether any law enforcement agencies have requested similar information and what limits Capitol security officials apply to visitors brought in by members. Representative Mikey Sherrill first raised alarms Tuesday that some members of Congress may have provided reconnaissance, quote unquote, reconnaissance tours to would-be insurrectionists. Okay, so she said in the 13-minute Facebook video, she said, I also intend to see that those members of Congress who abetted him, those members of Congress who had groups coming through the Capitol that I saw on January 5th for reconnaissance for the next day, those members of Congress who incited the violent crowd, those members of Congress that attempted to help our president undermine our democracy, I'm going to see that they're held accountable, end quote. And I hope so. I think there's going to be a lot of people being expelled from Congress, indicted, going to prison. If they are attorneys, they'll probably lose their law license also. There's already a call for Senator Ted Cruz and Senator Josh Hawley to lose their law licenses. The New York bar is investigating Rudy Giuliani for his participation in this at the rally. So there's more information coming out each day. All right. Let's see. Did we have any callers, Shakita? Okay, so check out those two articles. Then there was, I want to go to this other clip here. This is from, which one is this here? I want to go to Representative, we're going to go to clip 4. I want to go to Representative Cedric Richmond at the debate today. Each side had 2 hours to argue their point for or against impeachment. Representative Cedric Richmond voices support for Trump's second impeachment. He's a member of the House of Representatives, Cedric Richmond of Louisiana. Let's go to this clip.
in this body to do what I was sworn to do on the first day, to protect and defend the Constitution. President Trump put the domestic terrorists on notice by saying, stand back and stand by. He then summoned them to D.C., directed them to march on the Capitol, and then he sat back and watched the insurrection. Some of my colleagues, some of which may well be co-conspirators, in their latest attempt to placate and please this unfit president, suggest that we shouldn't punish Trump for his actions in order to unify the country. That is the climax of foolishness. Let me suggest to them, stand up, man up, woman up, and defend this Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic, including Donald J. Trump. In the first impeachment, Republicans said we didn't need to impeach him because he learned his lesson, so no need to remove him. Well, we said if we didn't remove him, he would do it again.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Simply put, we told you so.
The gentleman's time has expired.
Richmond out.
He said Richmond out. So you think Donald Trump is sitting there in the White House saying, oops, I did it again? Sound like Britney Spears? You think he sound like Steve Urkel? Did I do that? Let's go to Diamond line 1. Diamond, welcome to the African History Network show. Tell us where you're calling from. Thanks for holding. We only got about a minute, but go ahead quickly, Diamond.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm calling from Ohio.
Ohio.
And what I'm concerned about, Ohio, yes.
Go ahead.
What I'm concerned about is that it seems like everybody is missing the agenda of the Democrats.
What are you talking about?
And I'm not understanding. I'm sorry?
I said, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about when coming on to this show, I heard you, laughing and talking about Trump's stupidity, the dumbest president being impeached and blah, blah, blah.
He is dumb.
What I'm saying is I don't support either. I don't support racists either. It's racist on both sides. So I'm not a political person.
Yeah, that's not racist. That's not racist. He is dumb.
No, I'm just saying I'm saying that I don't support racists. I'm not calling you a racist. I'm calling the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, a bunch of white racists. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
But what I can do is still look at each and see each agenda. And Trump, I never really paid attention, like I said, to either. But what I saw from Trump was one clip where he was in debate with Hillary Clinton. And he said at that point, what he was going to bring to the table was put her in jail. She was going to be in jail for her pedophilic ring, whatever they're going to do.
That's not what he said. But Diamond, you should have stopped when you said you're not a political person, because you're not. You need to do more research before you call in here. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. No, thanks for calling. Thanks for calling, Diamond. Thanks for calling. Yep. No, you're done. You're excused, but you're done. Bye. Thanks for calling. You should have stopped when you said you're not a political person, because when you said that, I could tell you didn't know what the hell you were talking about. All right. So we're going to keep broadcasting on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network, and our fan page and our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep. All this stuff that Trump has done in the past month, she goes back to 2016 with Hillary. I knew she was dumb as hell when she called in with that nonsense. All right. So we're here Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. to 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. The African History Network show. We're going to keep broadcasting on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, and our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep. Right now, it's correct. Wrong behavior is not over till we win. Wakanda forever. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Stay tuned for Pastor Greg Davis. Okay. All right. We keep broadcasting. And then Ashley says she likes the new camera. All right. I knew she was a dumbass when she called in. Okay. You should have just it's better to remain silent and have people think that you are a fool than to open up your mouth and remove all doubt. All right. How you doing, Ashley? Ashley says she likes the new camera. Yeah, I had to get a new laptop. The other laptop is going out on me and it was killing me. How you doing, Carla? Visit 4glossygirls.com. That's the number 4glossygirls.com, and follow them on Instagram at 4glossygirls. Intuitive Design Clothing is an online accessory store that sells one-of-a-kind signature statement pieces for men and women. They also specialize in fashion consultations, closet organization, and decorating small spaces. Are you looking for a statement piece for a special affair, or would you like to add some select pieces to your ensemble of accessories? If you're looking for something different, definitely contact Kathy Norman, owner and CEO of Intuitive Design Clothing. Visit their website, intuitivedesignClothing.com. That's intuitivedesignClothing.com, and you can email her at info@intuitivedesignClothing.com. Intuitive Design Clothing is where every entrance is a grand entrance. Soul Natural Beauty Products offers organic, plant-based skin and hair care products that will rejuvenate skin and naturally grow and thicken hair. Their whipped shea butter can heal or restore damaged skin cells to prevent hyperpigmentation and skin breakouts. All products are made with organic plant-based ingredients. Their maximum hair growth oil is fortified with organic herbal extracts and undeniably proves that Mother Nature knows best. It thickens, lengthens, softens, and conditions all types of hair. They even guarantee hair improvement within 90 days or a full refund. Their all-natural 24-hour deodorant leaves the body smelling fresh without sweating for up to 24 hours. It does not stain fabric, goes on smoothly, and has a refreshing lavender and frankincense aroma. It can be used by men, women, and even children. Place your order today at soulnaturalbeautyproducts.com. That's soulnaturalbeautyproducts.com, and follow them on Facebook at Soul Natural Beauty Products.
Are you getting ready for fall or winter? We have the solution for all seasonal clothing needs. Comedicwear.com is the go-to online source for Comedic African fashion and lifestyle products with a contemporary twist. We're committed to offering unique styles reflecting our African heritage. Comedicwear.com is inspired by ComedicScribes.com to influence our people in learning and showing pride. Please visit our website at Comedicwear.com.
All right, we're gonna keep going. I want to get into this these two other stories here, and then we got to get out of here. Hey, if you like this type of information, also you can donate to the African History Network, $ the AHN Show through Cash App, $ the AHN Show through Cash App, and also through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN Show, paypal.me/the AHN Show, and at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. All right. African American business owners, post name your business here on the thread of the broadcast. We'll let you know how you can advertise with the African History Network. Email us at customerservice@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. customerservice@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. So we'll let you know how you can advertise with the African History Network. All right, now visit workingwithjohnray.com, workingwithjohnray.com. John Ray has a concept that he teaches called income shifting, and he has a special program set up for you for 2021. In 2021, this is part of a decade that people can get their financial house in order. you see the value and understand that membership has its privileges. So they have a special offer right now for listeners of the African History Network show. Visit workingwithjohnray.com, workingwithjohnray.com. He can help you with everything from tax saving tools to credit repair to discount on travel, access to nine-figure coaching from nine-figure coaches, and also learn about income shifting. Also visit workingwithjohnray.com, workingwithjohnray.com. All right, let's see here. Let's see, people, please don't spam. I'm gonna have to block you. All right, so who we have? We have Erica, Comedic Wear. Hey, Comedic Wear, how you doing? Post the Ra, post the link to your website also, Ra. We have Toya, Lavelle, Dale Ramey, Christy Price. There's a few of the people watching. Okay, I want to go to this next story here. And this is dealing with the FBI. New York Times has this article. I saw a number of different outlets carry this story. You know, I monitor about 35 different news sources daily. New York Times has this article: FBI urges police chiefs across U.S. to be on high alert for threats. FBI urges police chiefs to be on high alert. Police chiefs across U.S. to be on high alert for threats. A joint intelligence bulletin warned that the deadly breach at the Capitol will be a, quote, significant driver of violence, end quote, ahead of the inauguration of Joe Biden. A joint intelligence bulletin warned that the deadly breach at the Capitol will be a, quote, significant driver of violence, end quote, ahead of the inauguration of Joe Biden. All right, so the FBI on Wednesday urged police chiefs across the country, Wednesday, January 13th, to be on high alert for extremist activity and to share intelligence on any threats they encounter, as the U.S. government issued a dire intelligence bulletin warning of potential violence ahead of the inauguration. In the call with police chiefs, Christopher Wray, the FBI director, and Kenneth Cuccinelli, the acting deputy secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, warned about potential attacks on state capitals, federal buildings, the homes of congressional members, and businesses, according to one of the chiefs on the phone call or the conference call, however they were doing it. The officials failed to identify any specific threats, participants said, but called on law enforcement officers across the country to watch for signs of trouble, no matter how small. Now, Chief Jorge Colino of the Miami Police Department, one of thousands of officials participating in the call, said in an interview, quote, they don't want to be dismissive of anything. So even if it sounds aspirational, even if it's just like, yeah, it'd be great if the whole place is burned down, what have you, just people just talking nonsense on social media, okay? All that's just some knucklehead, pinhead, and quote unquote, and be dismissive. They don't want to do that. They want to, each one of these threats they want to take seriously. Now, the federal authorities also issued a joint intelligence bulletin warning that the deadly breach at the Capitol last week would be a, quote, significant driver of violence, end quote, for armed militia groups and racist extremists who are targeting the presidential inauguration next week. Extremists aiming to trigger a race war, quote, may exploit the aftermath of the Capitol breach by conducting attacks to destabilize and force a climactic conflict in the United States, end quote, officials wrote in the bulletin issued by the National Counterterrorism Center and the Justice and Homeland Security Departments, which was disseminated widely to law enforcement agencies around the country. In Washington, the state of readiness remained high, with Chief Robert J. Conte III of the Metropolitan Police Department saying on Wednesday that he expected more than 20,000 members of the National Guard in the Washington region on Inauguration Day. It remains unclear how many of the Guard members will carry weapons. On Tuesday night, Defense Department officials said that the Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy had decided to arm National Guard members who will be deployed to protect the Capitol building complex as Joe Biden is sworn in. The number of National Guard troops in Washington, D.C. may ultimately stretch beyond 20,000. The figure has been rapidly climbing in recent days as intelligence officials monitoring pro-Trump groups online have grown increasingly worried that militant far-right organizations have plans for violent protests in Washington, D.C. The decision to arm the National Guard members illuminates the gnawing uncertainty of the past week. Members of Congress expressed concern about their return to Capitol Hill after they were briefed on several active threats against them, and the FBI has warned of possible violence at all 50 state capitals. So we talked about the memo from the FBI. We talked about that a couple of days ago. NBCnews.com has an article, and other news outlets picked this up as well. FBI memo warns law enforcement across U.S. of possible armed protests at 50 state capitals. The FBI also says an armed group has threatened to travel to Washington, D.C. and stage an uprising if Congress removes Donald Trump from office. So there's going to be a lot of these dumbasses getting arrested. That's what's going to happen. And they're still tracking down people from the January 6th insurrection. The guy that had the Auschwitz shirt on, okay, what did it say? Camp Auschwitz. They arrested his stupid ass. These are some of the dumbest white supremacists. You know, I'm serious. But they got him. There's a bunch of them. Day after day, there's more of them that they're catching. Okay, so check out this article here from the New York Times. FBI urges police chiefs across U.S. to be on high alert for threats. Okay, and this is from January 13th, 2021, from the New York Times. Okay, well, charges were filed against former Michigan Governor Rick Snyder. And there's an article from Associated Press reported on this. WXYZ Channel 7 in Detroit has a story about this as well. I looked at the article from clickondetroit.com. Clickondetroit.com. We'll pull that up also. I also want to go to this other article next. Pro-Trump activist claims GOP lawmakers helped them plan Stop the Steal protest that turned into riot. And this is about let me see here. The Washington Post had a big story about this, and other news outlets picked it up. So this is about Ali Alexander, right-wing activist Ali Alexander. We'll come to that in just a second here, but I want to go to this story dealing with former Governor Rick Snyder, former governor of Michigan. So we talked about this on yesterday's show, that charges would be filed. Charges have been filed now. It's 2 counts. It's 2 misdemeanors so far. Former Michigan Governor Rick Snyder was charged Wednesday with 2 counts of willful neglect of duty, willful neglect of duty stemming from an investigation of the Flint Water Crisis. The charges shown in an online court record are misdemeanors punishable by up to a year in jail and a $1,000 fine. The indictment filed by the Attorney General's office is groundbreaking. No governor or former governor in Michigan's 184-year history have been charged with crimes related to their time in that office, according to the state archivist, the state of Michigan archivist. Besides former Governor Rick Snyder, a Republican who served until 2019, charges are expected against other people, including former officials who served as state health director, Michigan's chief medical executive, Snyder's communications chief, and a senior advisor. Now, Flint was in chronic financial trouble in 2014 when Snyder was appointed manager who was running the majority black city. Flint was in chronic financial trouble in 2014 when a Governor Snyder appointed emergency manager was running the majority African American city of Flint, Michigan, and this emergency manager carried out a money-saving decision to use the Flint River for water while a regional pipeline from Lake Huron was under construction, because Flint wanted to have their own water system to save money. They were getting their water from the Detroit water system, but they said they wanted to save money, have their own water system. They were getting, in the meantime, water from the Flint River. Okay. Now, the corrosive water from the Flint River, which is 19 times more corrosive than the water they were getting from Detroit, was not treated properly and released lead from old plumbing into homes in one of the worst man-made environmental disasters in U.S. history. So what happened was, when you had this water, about 50% of the pipes in Flint, Michigan are lead pipes. Inside the lead pipes, there's a protective coating that keeps the lead from leaching into the water. When this water from the Flint River source that was not properly treated and was 19 times more corrosive, when this went through the lead pipes, it stripped away the protective coating inside the lead pipes and allowed the lead to leach into the water. It would have cost the city of Flint about $150 to $200 a day to properly treat the water so that it wouldn't be as corrosive and the lead would not leach into the water. But they were too cheap to do that, it appears. Despite desperate pleas from residents holding jugs of discolored, skunky water, the water stunk, it was discolored, things like this, their pleas were largely ignored. The Snyder administration took no significant action until a doctor reported elevated lead levels in children about 18 months later. Quote, "I'm sorry and I will fix it," end quote. Sorry as former Governor Snyder promised during his 2016 State of the State speech. Authorities counted at least 90 cases of Legionnaire's disease in Genesee County, including 12 deaths. Some experts found there was not enough chlorine in the water treatment system to control Legionella bacteria, which can trigger a severe form of pneumonia when spread through misting and cooling systems. The disaster made Flint, Michigan, a national symbol of government dereliction, with residents forced to line up for bottled water and parents fearing their children had suffered permanent harm. Lead can damage the brain and nervous system and cause learning and behavior problems. The crisis was highlighted as an example of environmental injustice and racism. It's also an example of Republicans putting profit over people. because they were too cheap to properly treat the water. It would have cost between $150 and $200 a day to properly treat the water. They were too cheap to do that. And now you have a catastrophe on your hand. And the water system in Flint is still not fixed. And you have because they were too cheap. Now, if that had been white people, that had been a largely majority white city, they would not have treated them like that. In general, they would not have treated them like that, especially if it was an affluent white city. More than 9,700 lead service lines at homes have been replaced. Flint's water, which now comes from a Detroit regional agency, gets good marks, although many distrustful residents still use filters. The criminal so some things have gotten better in Flint, but it's not where it should be. The criminal investigation has lasted 5 years under 2 teams of prosecutors. Todd Flood, who got misdemeanor convictions from 7 people, was ousted in 2019 after the election of Attorney General Dana Nessel, a Democrat. Fadwa Hamoud subsequently dropped charges in 8 pending cases and said the investigation would start over. She said the first team had failed to collect all available evidence. Separately, the state of Flint, a hospital, and an engineering firm have agreed to a $641 million settlement with residents over the water crisis, with $600 million coming from the state of Michigan. A judge said she hopes to decide by January 21st whether to grant preliminary approval. Other lawsuits, including one against the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, are pending. Okay, so check this out from clickondetroit.com. This is Channel 4 WDIV in Detroit. Clickondetroit.com. Former Governor Rick Snyder charged with willful neglect in Flint water investigation. All right, I hope he's found guilty. All guilty parties, if the evidence proves it, need to be found guilty. Hopefully some of them get some prison time also. Because these people were crying out about there's problems with the water, all different types of things, and their pleas were just being ignored. Okay, this so check out this article here from clickondetroit.com. All right, so we did that one. Okay, so birthday, when we look at people celebrating their birthdays, we see that today is the birth date of, let me see, there were a number of people celebrating birthdays. Let's go to this. Donnie Hathaway. Donnie Hathaway born, Donnie Hathaway passed away January 13th, 1979. Donnie Hathaway, because we posted about Donnie Hathaway today. This is the anniversary of him dying. Then we have, let me scroll down here. Janet Hubert, the original Aunt Viv on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She's best known for playing the role of the original Aunt Viv, Vivian Banks, on the sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air from its first season in 1990 until the end of the 3rd season in 1993. Hubert was nominated for a NAACP award for Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series for her role in 1991. Her performance as Mignon on the digital series King Esther garnered her first daytime Emmy Award nomination in the year 2020. So she turned 65 years old today. She was born January 13th, 1956. And then let's see, who else do we have? Now, yesterday, January 12th, was the birth date of Cynthia Robinson. Now, Cynthia Robinson was best known for being a founding member and trumpeter and vocalist in Sly and the Family Stone. Sly and the Family Stone, her voice and presence were featured in the hits Dance to the Music and I Want to Take You Higher. Cynthia Robinson was among the first female trumpeters in a major American band and the first such player in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay, so she was born on January 12, 1944. We know she passed away November 23rd, 2015. And Robinson's career with Sly and the Family Stone began in 1966 when the band leader put together a group called the Stoners. They fell apart quickly, though, and she became a fixture of the Family Stone, a group whose members were male and female and represented different races, a novel idea at the time alongside her cousin Larry Graham. She was the only member of the original Family Stone to continue working with Sly Stone after the band fell apart in 1975. Now, she also played in the funk band Graham Central Station with Family Stone bandmate and cousin Larry Graham starting in the 1990s. She has also worked with George Clinton and Prince. On November 23rd, 2015, Cynthia Robinson passed away of cancer in Carmichael, California at the age of 71. And she would have been 77 on January 12th, 2021. Let's see here. We got a posting I was trying to pull up. Also, I think it was yesterday was the birthday of Issa Rae as well. So we found out that season 5 is going to be the last season of Insecure. Some people are sad. Other people say they get their TV back that night, whatever. So, so I think I've seen one episode of Insecure or something like that. I'm not against the show. I just don't watch it. Let me see. Here we go. It's not like Empire, like a show I'm against. It's not like Empire. I just don't watch it. So here is Cynthia Robinson. And we remember her on playing the trumpet with Sly and the Family Stone. And remember the song Dance to the Music. Okay, so Issa Rae was celebrating a birthday as well on January 12th. Because I had this stuff lined up for the 12th, but our show was so busy, I did not get a chance to get to birthday recognitions on the January 12th show. Let me scroll back down to this here. So Issa Rae turns 36. She turned 36. She was born January 12th, 1985. She's an actress, writer, and producer who in 2018 was included in the annual Time 100 list, Time Magazine 100 list of the most influential people in the world. The most influential people in the world. This information comes from Soul TV. Information on Cynthia Robinson comes from Soul TV also. And the information for Janet Hubert comes from the National R&B Music Society, the National R&B Music Society. Here's a picture of Issa Rae. This is more for the men than the women, I guess. Well, maybe for some women, though, too. Also, never know. But anyway, okay. So let's see here. All right. We got Issa Rae as well. And let me flip back over here. Okay, so so Issa Rae first garnered attention for her work on the YouTube web series Awkward Black Girl. Awkward Black Girl. Since 2011, Issa Rae has continued to develop her YouTube channel, which features various short films, web series, and other content created by people of color. In 2013, Issa Rae began working on a comedy series pilot with Larry Wilmore, in which she would star. The series the series about the awkward experiences of a contemporary African-American woman was eventually titled Insecure. Now, HBO picked up the pilot in early 2015, subsequently greenlit the series. Since its release in 2016, the series has received critical acclaim. The series has received critical acclaim. Eric Deggans of NPR, National Public Radio, wrote that, quote, Ray has produced a series that feels revolutionary just by poking fun at the life of an average 20-something Black woman, end quote. In 2017, the American Film Institute selected Insecure as one of the top 10 television programs of the year. Okay, so also happy birthday to Issa Rae as well. All right, hey, if you like this type of information, you can donate to the African History Network, $, the AHN Show through Cash App, $, the AHN Show through Cash App, and also through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN Show, paypal.me/the AHN Show, and at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. We have the my DVD lectures there, but also digital downloads. And we have the bundle pack, the Africans who were here before Columbus. The Africans who were here before Columbus. This is a 8 DVD bundle pack, includes some of my lectures, a double lecture I did with Dr. David Imhotep, who wrote the book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. And then also one I did with Professor Kabahaya Watakamene, who's in the Hidden Colors documentaries as well. We deal with the ancient African presence in the Americas. There's one from Dr. Ivan Van Sertima dealing with They Came Before Columbus, and some other ones. Also, so check that out, the Africans who were here before Columbus. And then the online course that I teach is all on demand. It's about broken up into 8 sessions, about 16 hours. Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa. Understanding the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa. Understanding the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. So it's all on demand. Watch at your own pace. It's $80, like regularly $160, something like that. And we deal with thousands of years of history. I'm doing a PowerPoint presentation. It's all on demand. You can watch from around the world. Just posted the link here, and it's also at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. All right, well, look, hey, we have to get out of here. Remember, at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world. Because right now, it's correct wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Peace.
Black Bees products are a collection of natural, organic, personal care products with an appreciation of nature and bees. Our philosophy is without bees, we have nothing. We are honoring our Nile Valley ancestors who understood the importance of bees. Black Bees created a high-quality, natural, organic personal care line that would be affordable to everyone. We hope you try and enjoy our Black Bees products line and come back and visit us at blackbeesproducts.com.
For 25 years, the Black History 101 Mobile Museum has carried on the rich legacy of the Black Museum movement in America by showcasing original artifacts of the Black experience at colleges, universities, K-12 schools, corporations, libraries, conferences, and cultural events, making it the most traversed Black History mobile exhibit in American history. Dr. Khalid El Hakim is the founder of the Black History 101 Mobile Museum, and he is a highly sought-after public speaker on topics of Black history, social studies, education, Museum Studies, Hip Hop and Race Relations. Dr. Khalid was named among the change makers for NBC Universal's Erase the Hate campaign and listed as one of the 100 men of distinction for Black enterprise. He recently founded the Michigan Hip Hop Archive on the campus of Western Michigan University. The Black History 101 Mobile Museum is currently scheduling in-person and virtual exhibits nationwide. For more information, please contact Dr. Khalid Al-Hakim directly at 313-645-4197, 313-645-4197, or visit their website at blackhistorymobilemuseum.com. That's blackhistorymobilemuseum.com. You can also email him at bhistory101@yahoo.com, bhistory101@yahoo.com.
Are you getting ready for fall or winter? We have the solution for all seasonal clothing needs. Comedicwear.com is the go-to online source for comedic African fashion and lifestyle products with a contemporary twist. We're committed to offering unique styles reflecting our African heritage. Comedicwear.com is inspired by ComedicScribes.com to influence our people in learning and showing pride. Please visit our website at ComedicWear.com.
Soul Natural Beauty Products offers organic, plant-based skin and hair care products that will rejuvenate skin and naturally grow and thicken hair. Their whipped shea butter can heal or restore damaged skin cells to prevent hyperpigmentation and skin breakouts. All products are made with organic plant-based ingredients. Their maximum hair growth oil is fortified with organic herbal extracts and undeniably proves that Mother Nature knows best. It thickens, lengthens, softens, and conditions all types of hair. They even guarantee hair improvement within 90 days or a full refund. Their all-natural 24-hour deodorant leaves the body smelling fresh without sweating for up to 24 hours. It does not stain fabric, goes on smoothly, and has a refreshing lavender and frankincense aroma. It can be used by men, women, and even children. Place your order today at soulnaturalbeautyproducts.com. That's soulnaturalbeautyproducts.com, and follow them on Facebook at Soul Natural Beauty Products. With blackbusinesstee.com, the messages are clear and meaningful. Keep your business in the black and out of the red. Mind your black business. Know your numbers and plan strategically. Black Business Boss, lead your industry. Support black business, encourage, patronize, and uplift one another. BlackBusinessTea.com currently has products sold in Detroit, Atlanta, Chicago, and Los Angeles, with proceeds returned to the black community. They have a wide selection of hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, hats, sweatshirts that support black-owned businesses. Visit the website blackbusinesstee.com. That's blackbusinesstee